grandfather, father, grandchild. They are all there. This is very dangerous. So therefore, I would really appeal to the thinkers to also emphasize this issue of qualitative jump of the society. Problem number two, after getting independence, has been a weak state. But the weak state is from, you could call it strategic bottleneck number three, wrong politics. Politics without a historical mission. The politics of identity. If you say our politics are politics of tribes, of religion, of gender chauvinism, how would you build a capable state? This is the problem we have in some of the countries. Clan armies, sectarian armies. Countries have broken up because of identity. When I went to Sudan, Khartoum, I asked them, I said, what do you call identity in Arabic? They said, Hawiya. And what do you call interests in Arabic? They said, Maslaha. So I said, what is your politics? Is it Maslaha, interests, or identity? Hawiya. So that would be the third bottleneck, the wrong politics. Weak state created by bad politics. Politics of identity rather than politics of interests. The other bottleneck has been the export of raw materials. This one is a big disaster. I was meeting an American delegation just now, and I was telling them that please, the new government of Mr. Trump, be clear on this point. When you export unprocessed coffee, as we have been doing all this time, you get about $2.5 a kilo. The price is now a bit higher, but normally it was around $2.5 a kilo of very good coffee. What they call Screen 18, the one with good seeds. When somebody goes and makes coffee, powdered coffee out of that, he may get as much as $40. So that's another bottleneck. The relying on raw materials, exporting. You are donating money and donating jobs. When you see these children dying in the Mediterranean, going to Europe, this is the problem. They are being killed by these economies of raw materials. So you can go to every raw material, whether it is agro-based or minerals. Now, sometimes when Africans wake up a bit, they concentrate on import substitution. But that's not good enough, because the internal market is not big enough. We must, yes, do import substitution, but also engage in export promotion, because the export markets are bigger than the internal market. That's also another area to look at. Now, the other bottleneck are the small economies, the balkanization of Africa into these small markets. Because when people really wake up, you will soon find that the internal market is not enough. In Uganda, when these Ugandans got some stability and woke up, in very short time, they found that everything was in surplus. the internal market was not enough. So that's why the regional market becomes very crucial. I'm very grateful to the East African leaders when they agreed, including people like His Excellency Chikwete, when they agreed that we revive the East African community and expand it. And also all the African leaders, because they have agreed on the CFTA, Continental Free Trade Area of the whole of Africa. It's already signed, but the only problem is implementation. So the forum should look at how we can intensify, because part of the problem of the CFTA is the infrastructure. At one time, we were talking of the railway from Djibouti to Dakar, from Mombasa to Kisangani. But now, I no longer hear about that. So in terms of our sensitization, we should emphasize that the market, the infrastructure support the market, the human resource. You cannot have the transformation if your people are not educated, they are not healthy, they are not skilled. Here in Uganda, we have been having another bottleneck. This is a big proportion of the population outside the money economy, only working for the stomach, for eating. Because here in Uganda, you don't have to be very, very brilliant to survive. You can survive even if you are not. You eat mangoes, you go to your relatives, you spend all the time. Your relatives see you coming. Where are you going? I have come to see you. Imagine. I have come to see you. The man is not working, but he's eating. So, now when we checked, by 2019, the people in the money economy were now, for the first time, 61%. The ones who are still outside the money economy were 39%. Now, the army also had started making their own mistakes, so we decided to change and give the money to the people themselves in the parishes, called parish development model. Each parish to get annually some money, which they put in their circle, in their savings and credit or cooperative, and they join the money economy by doing this, doing that. When they checked the other time, they said the figure had now gone to 33%, still outside, 67% in the money economy. So these bottlenecks should be clearly identified. And we had identified, I think there were 10 of them, which we put in the NEPAD. I went to Addis Ababa and I presented them. They are not well organized here. But that list which we took to NEPAD in Addis Ababa should be brought and shown to you so that you can see whether it makes sense. So therefore, when we talk of sustainable development, according to our experience, this is what we have seen. And I have been persuading these Ugandans that these